Hi folks, welcome back. I did this flower, if you can take a look at it here and just take a quick look. I took it really deep. Let me find my little stuff here. I did this kind of deep where I did the flower where it's sticking out pretty well. Instead of doing these wavy lines, I have a new way we can get that wavy look to it. It's digging this out deep and then taking a gouge and making it look like a ruffle. Okay, that's what we're going to do with that portion. The hands, I don't know if you can see that as well. What we're going to do there, we're going to do the little fingers over one hand, so it looks like he's, if I can bring this back a little bit here. Alright, it looks like he's doing this, okay, when he's holding that flower. So that's what we're going to do there. And it's the same thing as with this. We're going to just cut that out. I have it drawn on there pretty well to show you. It's drawn on here fairly well, so you know it's going to be white anyway. It's not going to be a color of what we're going to do is we're going to just go up here, we're going to cut this out a little bit, and we're going to just follow each one of these little lines. I don't know if you can see that or not. Okay, we're going to cut each one of these out a little bit, but technically we're going to do the top first, this portion here that we see. It's really good to have a good sharp knife when you do this. Now we're just going to pop this out so it looks like it's going up and over. Alright. There's so much detail you can put on any one of these caricatures. You know, if you want to take the time to do more, you certainly can. You know, there's no right or wrong way of doing it. It's just a matter of taking your time with it. Now we're going to go around here and we're going to kind of cut each one of these out. And because that is kind of hanging there like that, we're going to just do a little V cut. You can do this with a V tool too, it's up to you, but I'm just doing it with a knife because I know many of you may not have the V tool, and you know, it's I have people from technically all over the world watching this. You know, I have people from a lot of different countries watching. And some of these tools may not be available where you are at, but I'm sure there's companies here in the U.S. that will send you the tools that you need. You know, you can always Google wood carving supplies. I'm sure there's some that will do international. I know there was one up in Canada a couple of years ago at the show up there that actually took care of some international sales. And I will ship my DVDs international too, but it will be a little bit of a charge for that, of course. The free shipping is in the US and Canada because I know exactly what it costs to ship things out. Okay, see how I have the hand coming out? And I might make that just a little bit deeper. But that's pretty good. We're going to have this go down a little bit. Nice and rounded. Yeah. Alright, so that's the hand, okay? It's holding on to it. Now we're going to probably bring this down just a tad yet. And redefine those lines. When you do it with a knife versus a V tool, you'll get a little bit of a crisper cut to it. But when you do things with a V tool or with a gouge, things are a little more uniformed, which is fine. You know, your cuts become a little more uniform and such. And there's certainly nothing wrong with that. So what we're going to do here with this, we're going to bring this down and around. Since this is flower, we're going to do the same thing as we're going to do here with the ruffles. We're going to go up here a little ways and we're just going to put a little V cut right there. Alright. I wasn't sure how this thing was going to, and I really won't know until I have it painted. But so far I'm fairly happy with it. I wasn't sure at first, the first few, and I thought this may not turn out the way I want it to, but you know what, it teaches me to keep going and not to quit when I don't think it's going to look exactly what I kind of envision. And it's not that I know exactly what it's going to look like before I start, but I have a general idea what I want, and sometimes it's not at all what I end up with. As weird as that may sound, or as different as that may sound to some of you, what we're going to do is we're going to round the stem here too a little bit, okay? I'm just going to round that off. Get rid of those lines a little bit. Okay, the one thing I did with the flower here, okay? You notice the center is kind of rounded, alright, here. And then I have the petals. Now the petals need to be separated. I don't have that done yet. So you've got to figure out which petal is going to go on top, which one's going to go underneath. So we're going to put this one underneath. You'll see what I mean in a second. Okay, see that? See what I just did there? So we're going to pop this. We're going to put this one underneath. Alright. And make things really nice and crisp with this, okay? Here we're going to put this one underneath, that one underneath. You can choose however which way you want to do it. Again, there's no right or wrong way of doing it. You just do whatever you feel you need to do with these flowers. Alright, so we have everything underneath. You see how we have a three-dimensional form going all the way around? That's exactly what we want, okay? So I'm going to make that a little more defined when I get off of here and make it a little more flowing. Alright. But that's roughly what we have. So we have all the petals done. We have the hand done. We have the one cuff done. So let's get this other cuff done. If I have time here, yeah, I probably do. Now I'm going to go in a little bit underneath here. I just want that a little bit deeper right underneath there, okay? And we're going to figure that this is a little bit of a ways there, so let's see if we can get it about the same depth. Okay, there we go. Maybe a little further. Alright, that's all that you do, is you just make a little V cut there. Alright. And you bring this down and around. Again, you take the corners off a little bit. I get to wrapping around the wrist there a little bit. My little clown outfit was like that. It had a little bit of an elastic at the end of the arm, and then you had this thing hanging over top. Oh my goodness, I had fun doing that. Alright, so that's what that looks like. So that portion is done. We'll be right back and we'll finish up the top, and we'll give it some folds here and there, and then it'll be close to being ready to paint. Alright, we'll be right back.